Today's class is all about, it's not about having great visions or great realization and being conscious of seeing you and identify your limitation. We have to ask the question, have I grown into this space? What am I doing to evolve into this space? Now, it's great to have great visions, it's great to have great ideas, but become aware that there is more depth into the richness of the divine than what you think. So ask yourself today, is the practice is having that flexibility, having that openness into moving into the areas that you are still being challenged. So some of you might be still in the place of the world is not in the right place, the diseases are not in the right place, the health is not in the right place, and all these difficulties. So today is the time that we are sitting, and might seems it's a bit more challenging, but what is your resisting? Because if you're conscious about only about your negativity, that the difficulty that you are sustaining, it will sustain forever. So you have to become aware of it, and not only become aware of it, you have to grow into that space of how you're going to change it, how you're going to change this darkness into the space of light. Otherwise, previously unconscious, the smallness of the mind and the heart, let small an ocean stretch, and it will be agitated. When the smaller version of yourself is pushed, it will be agitation. So today is giving this class to go further into the depth of your being and stretching it further into that place of flexibility that you're going to grow. It might feel a pain, it might feeling a change, but we will gently work with it, with this place. Now, saying that, find a space to relax yourself and very gently aligning the spine. I will move the camera towards Darren and very gently allow your shoulders to roll back and very gently becoming aware of the space that you're sitting today, aware of the space that you are with yourself. So very gently, take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest. Now, even you can extend the arms, give a rotation to the fingers, and take that confrontation out of that body and the breath. Very gently spreading the wings wider. Take another deep breath in, arms raise onto the crown with your openness to what can be in this very moment. Spread the wings wider and twisting the spine to the right side. Now take another deep breath in, coming back, raise the arms back into the crown, interlacing the fingers, palms facing up, spread the wings wider and twisting the spine to the left side and becoming possible in the space through this posture, through the breath. And today, just see what emerged for you to let it be, let it go. Breathing in back into the center. Now take a deep breath in, shrug the shoulders up, till the head back and massage the back of the head. Just that all ideas often crack apart around the spine, around the shoulders, because of these identities were very limiting, like I said today, and it have set certain levels in the body. Breathe out, release, and become flexible in that place where you could express yourself in that space. Before you were agitated by that space. Now you're open to the space. Shrug the shoulders up. Take a deep breath in. Massage the back of the skull. Open and close the mouth widely, widely, widely. Breathe out and release into the same. Now, why we are doing is we are psychosomatically working that to come into your authentic self that has locked away in the sickness, locked away in the identity, locked away in the role that I am a worker, I am an earner, I am a mother. So very gently bring that awareness. It's all about awareness. Now stretch the neck to the right side, integrating with the rest of you. You're becoming more of the real you. And this is not about telling others to see my change. It is almost your witnessing through a level of consciousness, your change. Breathing in back into the center, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Now very gently stretching the neck onto the left side. Now release the tension. Now if you're in a relationship, if you're in a group of people, if you're a group with the family, this kind of change may trigger uncomfortable feeling for others if they are not so willing to change and grow or to see your growth. So this happens with mothers and children, mothers or fathers and daughters. Breathing in back into the center. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. Now, very gently stretch the right arm onto the right side. Keep the hips and the knees dropped. Now, very gently, right elbow drop onto the side and left arm reaching up to the ceiling, over. Now, see that your left hip will go up. So try to drop that left knee, left hip onto the floor and try to open up the rib cage. Breathing in into that space, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Now take a deep breath in and gently coming back into the center, onto the other side. Breathing it very gently back into the center, shoulders relaxed. Now very gently, you might be coming into a place of uncomfortableness or a self-locked in the place of the shoulder. So this is a very good time to just gently holding the Garudasana right arm on the top. So these hidden parts of the body restricting or hiding or shy or resisting, now use the yoga postures and the breathing to begin to heal. Now very gently take a deep breath in, spread the wings wider and opening up with the rest of you, beyond the body, in the body, opening up. Now change the leg formation and very gently performing the Garudasana onto the other side. Now, this is also a time that if your change has inspires others, or if has not inspired others, and you're still holding on to the opinions of the others and opinions of you with the others, peacefully into the knowledge of who you are and what you are here to do with this class. Breathing in very gently, spread the wings wider and release in the body. So very gently, we are coming into that space of evolving our vision and growing into that space. Now, very gently holding onto the knees, lightly take a deep breath in, push the belly into the front. shoulders open, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, your openness. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. So your inner movement, the energy of the chakras, the psychic energies, let them gather this momentum, reverberating through the energy of the consciousness, through the energy of the soul. Even your consciousness cannot see your growth, but it's happening. Every moment it's happening. Now, tongue roll up, take a deep breath in and coming into the pose of the seated cow. You're naturally now, even if you are traumatized by this purification, this is the time that you're bringing that consciousness to heal that part, whatever that part is. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. So the practice here on the movement is to work with the eruption of for the cathartic release through sudden emotional outbursts that normally people will have. You're working it and putting that towards the movement of the practice. Now breathing in back into the center, shoulders relax and just open. Now take a deep breath in, very gently bringing that left leg into the back. Shoulders roll back. This is a great posture to open up very gently. This is a great posture when the emotions are unsettling and evoking separation, judgment. So take a deep breath in, shoulders roll back, opening up the chest. Arms raise onto the crown if you can balance it. And then on the breath out, spread the wings widely and drop the elbows into the front and release the tension and reach into the space. Now, this is the time that to see how far you have come, how courageous you have been, whether it's leaving a relationship or leaving an old wound of the trauma of a sickness or poverty in a place, but you're connecting into this place of sense of a solid spiritual ground for today's practice, a solid place of peace. And just realizing how far you have come into this growth. Now, very gently clench and unclench and release the tension. If it is reminding yourself of that body, of that event, of that person. Now, palms facing down, very gently, shoulder blades relax, stretch the throat a little bit more if you can. Release the tension of the forehead. Now take a deep breath in and very gently coming back. Coming back. But something is coming back into a more positive and something is bringing a more longer term effect. And your cells are transforming. Your energy of the body is transforming in best possible way. So you're transforming as a person. Plank. Stronger on this pelvic floor. Now it's very important to be stronger on the pelvic floor. Treat it from your back of the head to the toes as your spine. And very gently elongate that space so that you can really bring that energy brighter into that space of the body. Now very gently left knee onto the floor, right arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling, spread the wings wider, wider, clench and unclench, right palm into the sacrum, into the back. Now just keep that elbow pointing into the up. And if you really have that amazing breath and the body in the balance. Look into that shoulder, up into the ceiling, and very gently open up that space of the rib cage and very gently see what you have still having as a wound, having as a separation that constantly tear you down. Something that laboring under your darkness. And out of politeness, you have not worked on this. And this has become entangled in the cells. A sorrowful state of affairs. The story of the childhood. Right arm reaching up to the ceiling and into the back. Full circle and touch the floor. Now drop the knees and very gently coming into a pose of the cat. Now, always in the classes, there's an opportunity to increase that liberation when you're caught up in that space of the negative consciousness. Breathing in, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze onto the third eye. Breathe out, inner lock, navel lock, throat lock. Bum flat. Keep the extension of the elbows gently. You don't need to defend yourself with the story again, through the posture again. Are you defending yourself in the asana? Are you defending yourself in the breath? Are you defending yourself in the polarity of the mind? Now neutral spine. Come into that space with who you are. Not just the screen of the movie that projecting everything, thinking as you are. The screen itself is empty. What it projects is what you're going through. After some reflection, you will feel the need to come into that simple truth. Give a good rotation to the hips now, wider, wider, wider. This is very important for your gut health, that you come calmly breathing into this space. If the bowels are irritated, this is a great space to move onto both sides, wider rotation. And this will contribute a healthy space for the gut. Wider rotation onto the other side again. And take a deep breath in and push the hips into the front. Really get that hips drawing into the flow while you're rolling the shoulders back and releasing the tension and becoming more, it's almost like lazy, but it's very alive. And breathe out and stretch the spine into the back, palms facing up very gently. So you could see the physiological and psychological balance coming into. So there you could see at this moment, there's an ending to the past, there's an ending to the future, there's an ending for the loss, there is an ending for the disappointment, and there is a gentle progress for life to recreate back in you. But it has to be a new role, a new way of being. Now, palms facing down, crawling and bringing the chest into the front. Very gently, very gently. Take the posture, take the movement. As that you're releasing that symbolic death for you, symbolic letting go for you, symbolic forgiveness for you. Drop the belly, soften the hips, breathing in into a gentle, gentle cobra. Come into that space of that you're navigating the body with respect and acknowledgement. But letting go things and grieving for things in an authentic way. So very gently releasing the tension of any fears in this body. Because if fear is you're denying into the truth. Overlooking onto the right side, overlooking onto the left side. Breathing in back into the center. Keep that extension, participating in that extension. Because when you're participating in the body in that extension, it's always a new beginning. Now breathing in into up phase. So you're lifting up out of the gravity, releasing the tension of that past, moving through the loss or finding it too difficult to letting go, but you're releasing physically what you're understanding through the mental part. Breathe out towards a very gentle down phase. Now, we are not going to stay in this down phase, so you can bend the knees, you can just image into the process of the down phase, but not allowing it totally, because your body has not warmed up the back of the body. So I just want to warm up. Now very gently bring that left foot onto the pigeon pose, into the front. There is more in the practice is meant for you. So very gently, shoulders roll back. Take that deep breath in. Shoulders roll back. Now, if you have a balance on the hips, arms raised onto the crown. If you can, do not fight. I mean, you don't have to do the posture. You can just listen to the cast. Spread the wings wide and dropping the elbows into the front. If it is challenging the experience, but that openness is releasing the old fear, releasing that held space of the fear. Walk those palms into the front, shoulders relax. Now, this is a great time to very gently bring that body into the understanding that you're not harmed, you're not punished, it's not happening against you. There is nothing wrong with all those areas that you're finding difficulty. Even I go through this. So I would ask you to be present for what you're experiencing. I want you to follow the journey from the perspective of inner healing rather than attempting to change the outer circumstances, or the finances would be good, or the health is the path that's going to help me, or a bigger house is the path is going to be, or the relationship is going to help me. Take a moment and work with the circumstances, having the growth to work with your inner healing. So this time on the out breath, I want you to let go of those perception of this should have been there, that should have been there. So you will see that the outer situation will naturally change, but you're not aiming for that. The change only happens when change is only internally has taken place. So when its change is internally taken, you could see the triggering points on the outside is now changing. So the way you handle work, way you handle traffic, way you handle relationships, way you handle money. Do not resist your own evolution. Trust where your path is leading. So don't say this has happened to me, this sickness is this and that, or this relationship. Now take a deep breath in when you come into this realization, to come back into the space of the capacity of that pigeon pose. When you're ready, see whether your body is also aligning, whether your breath is sincerely aligning with that space of the understanding, the beneficial grace. This is a time just releasing the tension of the beliefs, prevent from believing, and just having that space of understanding to enhance your willingness to change, your willingness to growth. So if you have asked for help, don't say that this is not the way I want the help. What is really bothering you by something else might be coming to help, but it's not the way you wanted. But it is still help. Unconditionally coming from the space of the grace. Into the plank. Now very gently, stronger as I hold this posture. Now right knee onto the floor, left arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling. Clench and unclench, release any tension. Left palm holding onto the sacrum and elbow pointing up, and stay there in this space of that your body is, your prayers are heard, your body is in the space of the solution already manifesting. You may wondering, it's not the way I wanted. You may also wondering, am I going crazy on this? It's okay being crazy in certain times. All right, left arm reaching into the front, up to the ceiling, back to the floor on a full circle, and very gently drop the knees and coming into a space of the cat. Anus lock, navel lock. So now you could see that you're feeling things. And you're getting answers in the space of your intuition. It is very subtle. It is not loud. But in the meantime, if you're not in the practice, it's easy to dismiss. So see the sign of the subtlety, but also you're growing into the significant growth happening within your own space of the soul. Breathing in, drop the belly, tongue roll up onto the upper palate, energy gaze. Breathe out, anus lock, navel lock, throat lock. See the changes that within. Transformation is on many levels. It can be psychological, it can be then physical, it can be physical, then it can be psychological. So tune and pay attention into this space. Neutral spine. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Under the armpit. Drop that shoulder blade. Releasing any tension. Shoulders relaxed, just be in that space of you're not judging the sounds, you're not judging the movement, you're not interfering anything, you're genuinely being in the progress. So observe these troublemaking energies, negative and positive. Sometimes they may be positive, sometimes. So you jump and down, then your negative you jump up and down. Now, that is a distraction in our holistic path. It also can damage your authentic journey. Now, take a deep breath in and coming back into a gentle cat. Open up the spine. Use the posture of that shoulder blade stretch. Now stretch it further by the cat. Breathing in, drop the belly, opening up. Now coming into a place of a neutral spine and right arm reaching up, 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 up under the armpit, releasing that tension that you're over shielding yourself, but you're saying, I am shielding from the negative forces, but actually you're overprotecting and it's suffocating. It's overprotective, so it has become, a simple thing has become vengeful. Now, is there any separation at this very moment in you and others, or any fear? So start breathing, start opening, start become flexible, start being strengthening the field of your wisdom in your level of awareness. That is the greatest protection in your heart. Now very gently take a deep breath in and coming back into the space of a gentle cat. Breathing in into a place of a cow. Breathing into a neutral space, you're entering into your own space without that space of only conscious with the suffering, only conscious with the bliss, but that authentic presence to your experience. Give a good rotation to the hips and coming into that spontaneous distillation of that healing. Wider rotation onto the other side. So as we work with our inner strength to stay, now let the practice enter you more deeply into so if you're working with suffering, if you're working with the difficulty of health, reach beneath the symptoms into the source of the pain so that it is brought into the space of the light that you're experiencing. Spread the palms facing up. At this moment, you might get overwhelming when it's going to end, because even I myself asked this question. But if you're breaking through very old, very entrenched patterns of negative or suffering, it is important that it is healing. Coming into this place is healing itself. You have to come onto the worthy of healing, and that your pain is not a sign of wrongdoing on your part. Now take a deep breath in, palms very gently relax. Very gently you're coming into the space of the child pose. Now very gently take a deep breath in and waking up the spine one vertebra. Shoulders relaxed and chest open. Now that you have managed to release certain tension, struggles, you can see the lightness. Now, on the spiritual practice, you don't have to fixate or obsess about fixing everything. This is also part of the mind, part of the understanding. So you can, this part cannot be understood logically. In your own mind, take a deep breath in and just to put a good energy into the mind. Say that your struggle is the sacred part of your soul empowerment. Pray not for the struggle to be taken away, but for the capacity to move through it. Because all you're praying is to take it away. But I think the growth is the capacity to move through it. So that the blessing is intended for you through this experience shall become one of your great space of treasures. I'm going through it. Now very gently stretch the legs into the front and release the tension of those feet. Shake any tension around the space of your journey, the tires of your vehicle, running on the roads. So it's very similar. If we don't have brakes in our life, we will continue to run. You'll be a runner. But just see what are those areas, closing your eyes, and very gently bring in that intention, acknowledging that. And this is a great time if something doesn't feel right and appears not to be working out. It is also use this class to take that acceptance to change, or maybe very gently seeking out resolution. Not constantly saying everything is fine, because I can't use that word because I have used it so many times. Now I ask for help when it is not. Now very gently, slightly bend your knees. If you can perform the Paschimottanasana in a Purna way, in a fullest way, please do so. For the others, take a deep breath in, pull out the bum muscle out, arms raised onto the ground. And it's not about reaching onto the toes, it's about rolling the hips, rolling the belly, lower chest onto the knees, navel, middle chest, upper chest. Still, it's not pulling your head down, rolling. So there is a way to move forward so that things also will be able to fall into the place. So use the asana, but use of the understanding moving forward so that things are falling into the place. When we acknowledge a pain or a problem or a difficulty or a situation, we come into the place of we are conquering denial and the undercurrent of the anxiety, and it generates. To move into an openness and readiness to attract the healing solution, as the same way you're doing the posture. Speak openly about it, what you want to sort out. Work with the body, how you're going to open it up, sort out. So this is the constructive way of moving through the asana. There is a way to move into the asana. It's not about the journey. It's not about finishing it, the destination. It's about the company of the breath. It's a company of the mindfulness. And what to do when you don't know what to do is becoming more conscious about it. Now, if you feel that you can stretch the leg, bring the legs together and go further, please go it. But please don't pull the spine into it because you're rolling from the hips. You're not rolling from your back. Now, if this is enough for you, just stay in there. If not, take another couple of more breaths. How to deal with this complicated and unexpected situation for you. Others who are not doing the postures, please listen to it. Body is nothing other than the way you move onto things. But allow your intuition spontaneously guide you. So make the bridge, the gap between your capacity and what is needed, becoming a gentle place so that the help comes. Now take a deep breath in, gently stretch the arms into the front, coming back, spread the wings wider into the back palms. Next step is becoming more and very gently lifting up the hips. Now, if this is harder for you, go to the tabletop pose. There are those times that you have to modify the posture. So you will know what you need to know when you need to know it, trust it, and move through the body. But don't force. Don't force. Remember, it's not the destination. It's not the journey. It's a company. Now, this is a time to explore the emotional level of the body. Take a deep breath in and coming back. Now, sole of the feet together, knees wide apart. Now, under the ankles, locking onto the toes, and this is a great time to walk the bum back and coming into this pose of the tortoise. Kumarasana, the wisdom that keeps you connected to you. Now, as I always talk about the Kumarasana, this is not about being right or blaming another. It's simply about owning your own reality and what is being authentic to you. You don't need to make major decisions. Who disturb me? You just goes into that space, that emotional space. Once the waters of the mind is cleared, settle, you will find the decision making is easier. So you never take. I always use this posture. It's to make me wiser, less reactive choices. So I want you to enjoy the space of the capacity of the tortoise, wisdom to take full responsibility for your life. And this is healing. Now take a gentle deep breath in. Just coming back, shoulders relaxed. Just open. Just keep the hands open. This is a good time to spend some time in your inner world, and your feelings are leading you towards that space of the healing. Breathe. Shoulders relaxed, chest open. So you could see you're not totally pushing towards the gravity. There is a space of floating. So this is the time that all the situations that you have encountered has a loving higher purpose that you even don't know. Even the difficult ones. This is the time you just take a gentle breath, so you don't need to force the pace of your own healing. Also, this is a time you don't have to hide from that space of the healing process through the distractions. See your mind trying to be busy now. The gift of starting again to witness it. And when you fully acknowledge, this is the time putting the past, especially the painful past, to rest. So what is it for you? Simply letting go of the happening of this. Or of a long-term commitment or a condition. What is it for you today? Take a moment to hold the space of the heart now. Heart can know each moment. So tune and listen to what. And try to observe the beats of the hearts that talk beyond the language. For me, it might be starting over again. It does not eradicate the valuable growth through all my past experience. Maybe it is for you. This might be simply give you a chance to begin with a special, fresh ledger with many new possibilities. Now gently bringing the legs into a place of a cross-legged position if you can. Be gentle with the hips that has been open, the groins that has been open. Take a deep breath in, arms raised onto the ground. Spreading the wings and twisting the spine to the left. Shoulders relaxed, chest open, lift up the space. Take a deep breath in. Come back into the center, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Change the leg formation, twisting the spine to the opposite direction. Back into the center. So gently take a deep breath in. Arms raised onto the ground, cleansing the space of that underlying anxiety about things that we have not accomplished in the practice. Take a deep breath in and connecting the palms on the space of the crown. Handing something over means completely surrendering any attachment to the outcome today. This doesn't mean you don't give up hope, but you give up worry, you give up anxiety, you give up fear. Through this genuine posture, surrender into the space of the third eye. Take a deep breath, bringing the mudra onto the throat that you feel relieved and experience the best. Bringing that palms onto the space of the heart that you have become more gentle, more passive. You become more receptive into the space of the solar plexus. This is a space that if you don't need to do something about it, you'll sense it. If you need to back off and let things unfold without your intervention, bringing the energy into your navel, you will sense that too, the feeling of the gut. Grounding yourself into the space of the Muladhara. The universe actually wants what is best for you. And don't get in its way. Gentle raising the arms in the space, into the offering the troubles and receiving the solutions into the crown. Touch the earth, respect for the commitment that you had to this class and becoming conscious, your life journey. Gently coming out of the posture. Very gently taking that mudra to not to give up on yourself or the positive influences that your consciousness can generate for others. Namaste. Good. Everybody looks very enlightened. This is my beautiful birthday gift for you all. And thank you again for coming and be in the practice. So this is a wonderful, wonderful gift that we can generate to all of you through this modern technology. So as I say, whatever the vision for you, whatever the intuition has spoken to you, not through the language, but that space of the gut, that you're feeling it, be connected to that. For some of you, it might be starting a new business, studying something new, or changing the location of your living, or bringing someone into the relationship, whether it's a pet, whether it's a plant. So just allow the life to be your muse. So this is a very challenging time. This was my calling today to express myself. And thank you again. So one of you have given me a place to go and stay in Venezuela for 3-4 days. And I'm going to work from there too with Deza. So thank you again. I won't exist without you. So thank you for being part of my life. Love to you all. Big hugs. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.